bring in Washington Post columnist Jennifer Rubin. Greetings, milady.
Greetings. Hi.
Hello. Now, Jennifer, isn't it embarrassing that liberals are still trying to save our country instead of trying to profit off its collapse like the rest of us?
Well, I think what they're doing is trying to push the president's agenda. He put out a very ambitious social services program, and they've essentially adopted it. And now they're fighting about what should be in it, how much it should cost. And that's kind of the normal making of the sausage process that we see in Washington, D.C.
We don't need flood protections. There are swimming lessons on YouTube.
Manchin is doing the right thing here by negotiating down the social safety net. Hello, the circus is boring if there's a net.
Jennifer, like Kirsten Sinema, you're also an ideological maverick. Can you give us a glimpse inside the mind of someone whose loyalty is not to party, but to attention?
Well, I do not attempt to plumb the depths of Kirsten Sinema's mind. She does march to her own drummer. She may be trying to brush up her credentials with conservatives back home. She may be trying to kind of leverage herself to be a known quantity, a known personality in the party. Right now, she's playing a bit of devil's advocate, and we'll see if when finally the chips are down, we run out of time, whether she is willing to kind of go along with the group. As for now, she and Manchin are doing a pretty good job of kind of slowing down the train and cutting the top dollar amount.
Obviously, moderate Democrats need to continue to remove socialist programs from this bill so that it fulfills its primary goal of feeling like the right budget number. Now let's discuss in our recurring segment, is number too big? Okay, let's throw up the number, which is now circling around 3.5 trillion. I'll start. 3.5 trillion is a big number because it sounds big and therefore is too big.
Commas are for sentences, not numbers. If number have comma, number too big.
Well, I gotta say, 3.5 trillion is a little closer to infinity than I'd like. Let's avoid slipping into the endless void of limitless space and go with 25.
Ooh,
yeah.
25 still feel like big number. What about $10 over 3.5 trillion years?
Oh,
I like
okay.
that.
Now look, we need some number because otherwise people die. But if number too big, then well, no.
Number too big. Number too big. Number
Oh,
too
we're
big.
killing Keen.
Number too
No
big.
number is worth sweet,
Number
beautiful
too big.
Keen. Is it 0? Jennifer, we're down to 0. Is number still too big?
No, I'll give you a number though that might make you feel a little bit better. Instead of 3.5 trillion, why don't we say 350 million over 10 years? That's actually the same thing. And the Biden administration may have been a mistake going with that very big sounding number, 3.5 trillion.
Adorable that you think we have 10 years left to do anything. All right, and that's how you play is number too big. Moving on, Jennifer, you used to be hella cool like us. You once blamed Al-Qaeda for Anders Breivik's attack in Norway, then after learning he was actually a white supremacist, wrote, "There are many more jihadists than blonde Norwegians out to kill Americans, and we should keep our eye on the systemic and far more potent threats that stem from an ideological war with the West. Does the recent spike in far-right violence mean the fascists took the hint to catch up?"
Well, I think we do have a domestic violence problem, a domestic terrorism problem that's way, way bigger than any kind of foreign threat. And frankly, our federal officials, intelligence officials have said as much. So really, we should really be on the lookout for the sort of people who stage a domestic terrorist attack on the Capitol rather than concern ourselves quite as much with overseas terrorism.
That's a hot take, dead sprint from your life's work.